everyone, this is Debbie from Project 39 Mini Albums. This is a design team project for Country Craft Creations. I made a mini album using the Ireland Forever original paper pack and along with the new paper pack Plaids, Crackles, and Cut Aparts. Now I have used this already. I obviously cut a piece out of here. I made a project. I'll put it in the description box. I guess I made it last year when the paper first came out. And I think I made a pocket card, and I used a lot of the Irish elements, the St. Patrick's Day elements. But there was a lot left over, and my challenge to myself was to make a mini album that is not St. Patrick's Day or Irish with the paper. And it's easy to do with Country Craft Creations paper because the back side of their paper has some fabulous designs, and it works good for this. Now I did receive in a design team package this new companion pack with the Plaids, Crackles, and Cut Aparts. I did not use any of the Cut Aparts again, keeping this more of a traditional heritage mini album. Now my feeling was I had made a mini album for photos of my mom last year, and I thought, well, this would be a good companion, and I could have photos of my dad. You know, the Plaids definitely have more of a masculine feel than flowers and lace. So what I made is a 6x8 by 2.5 mini album. I do believe I should have made the spine bigger. I usually am pretty good about that, but a lot of the embellishments were three-dimensional, and that made it a little challenging. I'm going to go through and show you the mini album, and then I'll go back and tell you a little bit about the decorating of it, because a lot of people are concerned, or not concerned, a lot of people might want to make the mini album and then they can see the tutorial and use whatever paper they want, or grab the Ireland Forever companion pack and the original. So again, it's a 6x8 mini album. The front page has a pocket with a folder. The front of page 1 has a flap, and this flap comes down, and we've got a pocket here. This will open this way, and there is a photo mat there, and that opens again. So as you can see, there's a lot of room. And then here's just another flap to put another photo. So you can put your 4x6 photos there without any problem. I did use magnets in this. It also has 3 pages that are top loading and 2 pages that are side loading. So this was all one signature. The back of page 1 has a photo mat, and then this will open up, and then this opens to give you some more room for smaller photos or journaling, or both. And then the front of page 2 has this feature that'll open. This goes up, and then it goes to the side. So then you can open up this, which is 2 pages with a pocket and a photo mat, and a mat in the middle, so you can put your photo in there. And that is, again, the side loading pocket. This one has a double belly band. So we've got the plaid and some of the original paper. So we've got the photo mats there. And then the front of page 3 has, this will open this way. It'll also open like that. And this will open over to the right, and then also to the left. And then that gives you a nice size photo mat, a smaller photo mat for like a 4x4, and yet more photo mat. So even on this page alone, you can get 4 photos. And then we have the same thing on this side. There's the centerpiece. So we have 2 photo mats here, 2 there, and then 1 in the center to give you room for photos. and that is a top loading pocket. No, I'm sorry. Yes, that's a top loading pocket. I saw the tab for this page, and this just simply opens up and gives you room to put photos there. I just loved this piece, and I didn't want to do anything on that. Okay, so this goes like that, or like this, and then that'll open up like that to give you room to journal or put photos. And see, this is the B side of the paper, and see how beautiful this is. If I didn't tell you it was from an Ireland Forever pack, you would never guess that there was a Irish theme. I like this assortment of pages. I have a double stacked pocket here with 2 good sized photo mats. And then here we have tags. And these are independent of each other. And then that will open up to a great spot for photos. And there is the top loading pocket. And then the back of page 5 just simply has a small photo mat. I just like this detail on here. I like the detail of that. And then this is a gusseted pocket, so you can put all of the things that didn't fit anywhere else in the book, although there's lots of pages, but I give you a lot of room in this pocket to put everything else that you need to. So let me start from the beginning. Well, let me tell you a little bit about the tutorial. The tutorial is in a couple of parts. First part is how to do the cover. The second part is how to do the hinge, and then the tutorial of making the mini album. I do not show you how to decorate it. I figure everybody likes to use their own size matting, so I don't show you how to do that, but feel free to stop and start this to look at the photos if you want to do it exactly the same. I also will, I also, if you're going to use the same embellishments I used, like buttons and thick things like that, then you might want to make a little bit thicker spine. This is 2.5 inches. Even if you were to just put the same hinge on a 3-inch spine, it just will give you a little more room. All right, let me tell you a little bit about how I decorated this. In the collection, there were photo mats, and all I did was cut, this is a 4x6, not a photo mat, cut apart, and I cut it down to 4x6, and then I took an X-Acto and cut this out, leaving the frame. I put that on chipboard so you can actually slide something in from the top. I had the Graphic 45 die that is for the, I think it's the large tags, and it's got the gears on it. So I embossed the, I used a die cut the gears, then I played with ink and embossing powder. I used gold, I used copper, I used brown ink, I used black ink, I used a little orange. I just played around with it. And I just made a bunch of the gears and just added them to some of the pages. Here I've just got a piece of corrugated paper. I've got a ticket, I think that's Tim Holtz, that I think I might have gotten from Country Craft Creations a little while ago, like years ago. I don't know if they have any still in the shop. That's a Tim Holtz person, friend, I don't know. But I just thought he would add a nice accent to the cover. That's just a tag punch cutout. This was another Graphic 45 die that I got from Country Craft Creations. These are just brads. I really cut down and glued them on here. A key from my stash with some of the ribbon jute cord that was from Country Craft Creations in the green. This brown layer I will show you again, but it is a paper bag that I distressed. I crumpled it up into a ball, I took ink on it, I wet it, I let it dry, I scrunched it again, and then I put it on a piece of cardstock. I'm sorry, chipboard. I did rough up the edges of this paper, and then I cut out the clocks from this paper, and that is what is showing through there. And I did take the tags and I used the die for the tags and covered it front and back. I think that was from one of the Graphic 45 dies as well. So that is what I did to the front. I did have some metal embellishments in my stash that I added with a brad onto this paper. I took some green alcohol marker first and colored it. I had this watch clock in my stash, and I simply tied that onto a piece of paper and then added a ribbon to the top. This little library, I don't know, label holder was in my stash. I think that's about it. Oh, I had these brads, these button brads. I've had them forever. And this is the first time I used them. I took some light yellow seam binding, inked it up with some orange and a little bit of red and some brown, and crumpled it up and added this to it, and then I taped it to the back. So I added that as an accent to all these pages, and again, that added some dimension to my page. You still could put a photo inside there. It is not attached in the front, it's just attached in the back. So let me close that up. We'll close this up. And this was one of Tim Holtz's friends. I forget what they call them. People. So this stamp was from part of the paper. This is from a dictionary. I added a little bit of a rub-on on here just to add a little more texture to it. This dictionary piece was, it defines what a derby is, just because I was looking for an image that would go with this whole thing. I don't think I have anything else there. No, just the paper. I would have loved to add flowers, but that would have made it even chunkier. So I did not. The gears, of course, they were from that Graphic 45 die. I'm going to show you that. So it's the regular tag and gears die. I believe that's the large. So there's the regular tag, and here is the gears die. They're all attached, but after you cut them out, you can easily separate them. And then there's the clock die that was on the front cover. There's the large tag die. As you may know, I live and travel in my RV, so I don't have much room, so I will combine things in an envelope if I need to save space. I didn't use those, but I used that on the front cover. I just cut it, die cut it, and then embossed it. All right, let us continue. So that is where I did the gears. And again, for the gears, after I cut them, before I cut them apart, I took some brown walnut stain ink. I added a little bit of black. I spritzed it with water. I let it dry. I added a little more brown and a little more black. Then I used some clear embossing powder in some areas, and I used copper and gold, and I don't know if you can see, but I also used orange, of the orange glaze embossing powder. It's hard to see, and it's very hard to see on here. And I also used some cracked pistachio with the copper, and again, you can't really see it, but just to give it that coppery look on here. Here the string I tied in the back, and of course this is open, so you could still put a photo there. And then I left some of these pockets alone. Hard to do. I wanted to put something on all of them. And see here, this is, I think that was this image, but I just cut the gal out. Now, if you wanted it to be a St. Patrick's Day or Irish album, if you have Irish heritage, that would be fabulous there. But again, I was trying to keep it just a little more so you could use it for anybody. This, I just had a little clip here just to add a little something there. There was no embellishments on there. There's my pocket. Oh yeah, this. All right, so this is a paper bag. Let me go a little closer so you can see the beauty of this. So this is a paper bag that I scrunched up, took some ink to, spritzed it, then put it on some chipboard. I inked the side of the chipboard. Here I took a corner rounder and rounded it. I took my hole punch and measured about 1 inch and made a hole every inch to make it look like a belt or suspenders or something like that. And I don't know if you can see, but I did take a micron and I drew some stitching on here. So again, I just thought that was a nice detail. I added some of that distressed paper bag onto here just to put a little detail because it was such a large space. I mean, the paper bag doesn't look like anything. I mean, that's what it looks like when I put it. I did put it on some double-sided tape to add it to the chipboard, and then I cut it with my paper cutter. But I love that. I thought that was a really nice look. I didn't put anything here. There's the magnet keeping that closed though. And I didn't put anything there. But those are a couple of things I did to decorate this heritage style mini album using the Paper Collections Ireland Forever Companion Pack and the Ireland Forever collection from Country Craft Creations. The link will be in the description box on the 3 parts of the tutorial: how I made the covers, how I made the hinge, and how I made the mini album. And I'll probably also put in there the original project I did using the Ireland Forever last year. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave it in the description box. And don't forget to like this, please. Put a lot of work into getting this mini album for you so you guys can make it. Love to know if you do make it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fabulous day.